Lola was my English bulldog that I had adopted when I was 23, and I went to a vet and I went with her, and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And I said, here's my puppy, I need vaccines. And seeing the interaction with the veterinarian and my dog, I sparked this interest in veterinary medicine. And so from there, I started working at that vet as a kennel tech, then applied to vet school, went to vet school, with the goal of providing Lola the best care I could throughout her whole life. That idea of providing every single one of our patients with that level of attention and care that I would provide to Lola specifically was what drove us, our passion throughout the project, and continues to be so in the practice today. So Lola's actually on the wall right there, and she's our logo. And so she immediately became the backbone of our design aesthetic. From there, the actual feeling of the practice, Matt just wanted to make sure that when you walked in, you didn't feel like you were at a vet. He didn't want it to be medical or sterile or an environment that you weren't comfortable in. He really wanted to make sure it was something that he, as a client, would want to walk in and feel comfortable. The more comfortable the owner is, the client, the more comfortable their pet is. And so the idea is that if we can facilitate a type of space that is comforting, clean, and functional, and the animals sense that and the owners are getting that same impression, we can practice the best level of vet care with the least amount of stress to everyone involved. When I was at Urban Animal, the Patterson rep that was there was a huge part of the practice in facilitating everything from making sure, inventory and everything was there, to maintaining equipment, to getting new equipment. And I always would see the reps at the practice. And so I knew when I was going to open my own practice that Patterson was the resource that I wanted to use. And I was just so lucky to be able to connect with Julianne, and from the beginning I felt like she was holding my hand. And anytime I would get to a point where I'd say, I don't know what the next step is, I don't know, she'd say, oh no, talk to this person, or this is the question you should be asking, or this is what I recommend. And I just, from the beginning, trusted her 100%. I knew that she had our best interest in mind, and I knew that no matter what obstacle we'd hit, she was a resource that we could always, fall back on. You can't provide phenomenal care to every client and every patient unless you have the best equipment, the best materials, the best medications, and really be able to provide them with all of the options. If we do dentals but we don't have a dental x-ray machine, we're not doing the best possible dental procedure. If we're doing a general anesthetic procedure but we don't have a great monitor that can monitor all the parameters, then we're not doing our job of having a great, safe anesthetic procedure. And so from day one, I knew it was going to be a big investment, but I knew what equipment we needed. And from my past, having worked with many different practices and seeing things that didn't work, or things that were broken, or things that just weren't up to my standard, that I knew that when we opened here, everything was going to be picked specifically for a function, and I knew that most of those things were going to be some capital expenses. I feel like our growth has been phenomenal, and we've really grown quickly. We have it's over 1,300 clients already, and it continues to grow every day. And I feel that veterinarians, we're the bridge between the pet's health and the owner's understanding, because an animal can't care for itself. A person can't interpret what's going on with an animal. The animal can't give itself medications. So there's just so many roadblocks there. So we're that piece in the middle that helps the owner communicate with our veterinarians to then provide the best care to a patient. And then going backwards, it provides the patient an ability to tell their owner why they're not feeling well. In veterinary medicine, the term is gold standard. We provide gold standard veterinary care. We do that as baseline, and then we go above and beyond to really provide the best care that we could possibly imagine.